99EPZ called me on the phone there. I think this was Saturday. He was talking to a station on 14.257 megahertz. It was a Victor Echo 6 Charlie Quebec. He said he had a good signal from him. I'll tell you what, I could not make contact with that station at all. So that's how it goes there.
Yeah, I hear you. I think we've been talking to the same people, because that Victor Echo 6 Charlie Quebec, I talked to him yesterday on 14.245.
That's great. Hey, Greg, thank you for your DX reports. That's really wonderful. And I'll get back to you in a few minutes to the roundtable. And thank you for your DX reports. That's terrific. Okay. Any more stations who'd like to check into the Friday night? Just a minute. Hold on. Before we do that, any other station have any DX reports they'd like to pass along? Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and put down as an honorary check-in W9GD, the late great Gene Duncan. W9GD, the king of DX. Okay, we got him checked in. Okay, I guess there'll be no further DX reports. Let's go ahead with the next item on the agenda. Will be our SwapNet. All items to be bought, sold, or traded must be related to the hobbies of amateur radio or computers. All items to be bought, sold, or traded must be the property of or in possession of the person who wants to get rid of the stuff. You may mention prices over the air, but any angling should be done either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. Does anybody have any SwapNet traffic you'd like to pass along at this time? Okay, let me get my papers. Let me get my papers organized here. And you know what? Before we continue, oh boy, I got my papers screwed up again. Ain't that the way it goes? Before we continue, are there any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. All right. Here's what we're going to do during every Friday after these the DX corner. Well, I'm going to read the DX Code of Conduct and the Contester's Code of Ethics. This is the DX Code of Conduct. I will listen and then listen again before calling. I will only call if I can copy the DX station properly. I will not trust the DX cluster and will be sure of the DX station's call sign before calling. I will not interfere with the DX station nor anyone calling and will never tune up on the DX frequency or in the QSX slot. I will wait for the DX station to end a contact before I call. I will always send my full call sign. Let me reset. I will call and then listen for a reasonable interval. I will not call continuously. I will not transmit when the DX operator calls another call sign, not mine. I will not transmit when the DX operator queries a call sign, not like mine. I will not transmit when the DX station requests geographic areas other than mine. When the DX operator calls me, I will not repeat my call sign unless I think he has copied it incorrectly. I will be thankful if and when I do make a contact. I will respect my fellow hams and conduct myself so as to earn their respect. And this one, this is number 14. This is the addition I put on there. This from Kerry, K9MAP. I will send a QSL card to the DX operator to confirm my contact with the station. That's the DX Code of Conduct. Okay, now, I will read the Contester's Code of Ethics. By the way, there's a big contest weekend coming up tomorrow and Sunday. There's going to be they're going to be down in the Caribbean. I don't know what island they're going to be on, but there's going to be they'll probably be on all bands, so just to be aware. Okay, here's the Contester's Code of Ethics. I will learn and obey the rules of any contest I enter, including the rules of my entry category. 2, I will obey the rules for amateur radio in my country. 3, I will not monologue after the contest by using additional data sources to correct call signs / exchange errors. 4, I will accept the judging and scoring decisions of the contest sponsor as final. 5, I will adhere to the DX Code of Conduct in my operating style. 6, I will yield my frequency to any emergency communications activity. 7, I will operate my transmitter with sufficient signal quality to minimize interference to others. That's the Contester's Code of Ethics. Okay, I'm trying to get my papers put away here, so I don't have a messy desk here. If you're here in person, you should see that sometimes the way my desk is when I get papers moving around and what have you. Okay, at this time, are there any more stations who'd like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
There's Alpha 9 Sugar Fox.
889SF, Scott, at the beautiful Kishwaukee River Yacht Club, south of Rockford. How you getting along, Scott?
Well, we're getting along pretty well, Jim. And sounds like you have a good net tonight. I wanted to throw in a little information about HFDXing. The next few days may be very unfortunate for us. This morning there was a very major Class X1 solar flare, and that was the second largest that we've seen this year. And they're predicting that the HF radio bands may be possibly knocked out completely. And the greatest chance of that happening, from what I heard, was on Sunday, Halloween Day the 31st. So I hope that doesn't screw up anybody's DX plans or contest plans. But anyway, there was a big one, and it said the solar wind is headed for Earth at, golly, I don't even remember what they said, like 2.6 million miles per hour. So it's on our way. Back to you, Jim. A9SF.
Oh boy, thank you very much for sharing us that information there, Scott. I guess we better do our contesting tomorrow then. Yeah, the Aurora Borealis and the Northern Lights will be out tonight and tomorrow night too. Hey Scott, before I let you go, who do you like in the World Series?
Oh man, that's a question, Jim. I'm really torn. I don't like Atlanta. I mean, I'm a National League fan, but I don't care for the Braves as an organization, which leaves only Texas. And the Astros are an American League team, so I ordinarily wouldn't cheer for them. But I don't know. I've listened to the first two games, and the other game, the third game, is on right now, assuming it didn't get rained out. So, but I haven't established my favorite yet.
Well, I know a lot of people will not root for Houston because of like the cheating scandal, but you know, in a way, I always liked Dusty Baker. You know, they said it's 2 World Series appearances. By rights, it should be his 3rd World Series appearance because he should have gotten there in 2003 with the Cubs, and that'd be nice if they could win it just for him. But it's 1-0. It's going to the top of the 4th inning there.
Yeah, I think I'll tune over there and see what I can pick up. Yeah, Dusty Baker. I have always liked Dusty, and I think he did a real good job over in Cincinnati. Anyway, back to you. I'm going to go tune in the ball game. KC9GCR, AA9SF.
Okay, Scott. I was going to ask you about your plans for trick or treating. I'm sure you probably have a lot of people coming to your house. You'll be passing out candy or what have you. But what were your favorite memories of Halloween?
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see how many we get this year. Probably won't be too many. Our houses are kind of spread out a little bit, and not the most efficient way to get a lot of treats. But we'll have some. We'll have enough for the kids, and maybe 1 or 2 left over for the old man.
That's great, Scott. That's great. Yeah, 1-0 Atlanta. It's in the top of the 4th inning. There's nobody out. So okay, I'll let you go so you can tune in the ball game. I got the TV on right here at the radio desk. I'm watching the score. Thank you for taking in, Scott. Happy Halloween to you and Sue. Oh, that's great. That Scott is on the air. He's doing about. I'll tell you what. Long-time ham radio operator. He got his license back in the early '60s when he was in his early teens in junior high school. Yeah, that's great. Okay, all right. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, now let's go. Once again, this net is being recorded for future broadcasts, rebroadcasts on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. It is also being live streamed on the internet and also your favorite devices or what have you there. Thanks to Mike K9MED Don Rochelle. Again, this is the Friday Night Fun Net for Friday, October 29, 2021. Now let's go with the round table. What are your plans for Halloween? What are your favorite memories? If you were to go out trick-or-treating, who would you go out as? N9 GBP. Greg, what do you say?
Well, I'll tell you, I don't have big plans for this year, but we've got a big pile of candy for the kids. So hopefully we get a lot of them because I don't need to eat that stuff if there's leftovers. And as far as in the past, I used to always go around the old neighborhood with my dad, and he'd always want to get back home, but I had to go another block and get more candy, and then another block, and eventually I would have dragged him all over the neighborhood. Anyway, back to you, Jimmy.
That's great. That's great. I hope you get a big turnout tomorrow night. Okay, Greg, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend, and happy Halloween to you and your family. Okay. Larry, KD9HKX in Roscoe. What do you do for Halloween? What are your favorite memories? And if you were go out trick or treating, who would you go dress up as?
KC9GCR, KD9HKX. Good evening, Jim, and good evening, everyone else on net. My favorite memories are, when the kids were young and helped them get into some kind of unique costume. We usually used kind of homemade costumes, maybe buy a mask, but the rest of it was all homemade, put together. And then take them around town to go trick-or-treating. That's the best memories I have or probably ever will have of Halloween. This year, I expect we'll just stay home, hand out candy. The neighborhood used to have quite a few kids in it, but the neighborhood's aged a bit, so we don't have so many kids coming around anymore. Free set. And then I suppose if I was going to dress up, it'd just be in one of the old classic costumes, a vampire, Frankenstein's monster, or something of that nature. And with that, I'll send it back to you, Jim. KC9GCR, KD9HKX.
Okay, Larry, sounds good. Sounds good. Hey, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. You're welcome to stick around. We'll be doing the trivia segment here pretty soon, and we'll talk to you down the line. Happy Halloween to you and your family. Okay, let's see. K9KGT, Larry and Rockford, the King of CW. Thank you for suggesting this topic about who would you dress up for as you're going out trick-or-treating. Well, what do you do for Halloween? What are your favorite memories? And who would you dress up as?
Thank you, Jim. KC9GCR, this is T9TZT. Well, I would go as a vampire cowboy ukulele player. Hey, cowboys have vampires, and some of them like music. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Back to you, Jim. K9TZT.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, Larry, before I let you go, when at CW practice last night, you had said mentioned something. I couldn't catch what all you said. You said about you were doing One Year I'm 64 by the Beatles. And you said something that I couldn't quite make out. Something about that had something to do with the old barbershop quartets. What was that all about?
That we are today as far from the Beatles as the Beatles were from the time when barbershop was king. It's hard to think, but we're 60 years away from it, and go back from 1965, 70 to the time before that, 60 years, and you're with barbershops and Sousa marches, and that was the music of the times. So when kids today say that they don't like the Beatles, well, okay, I think they're really still very good, but what the heck? I'm not a kid. So they have their music, and I have mine. K9TZT.
This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD repeater around for transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central here in Freeport. Live streaming on the internet and your favorite devices. Also being recorded on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page for rebroadcast. Larry, I'm going to tell you something. I don't mid-60s. I was in high school at the time. 64, 60. I went from 64 to 67. You're not going to believe this. For whatever reason, in the words of Carl, W9UIJ, the Beatles did not trip my trigger. I don't know why. They just never appealed to me. I like the Rolling Stones more than the Beatles.
Well, I guess we all have our own tastes, and I like the Beatles. I think, it's like each one of their albums, as a friend of mine who's a musician said, each one of their albums is like a life's work for other musicians and bands. They were absolutely fantastic, I think. But I liked other music too. I liked Roy Orbison. I liked, some of the other singers and so forth. I even liked Elvis. Hey, K9KZT.
And I know you're a big fan of the big bands. Even some of the music of the early '50s, like Tony Bennett, Rosemary Clooney, Joe Stafford. Eddie Fisher. Back in the day, I remember them too. The songs were played on the radio every day. The radio was on. Those songs kind of just stick to a person.
Somebody once said that the golden age of music is 12. The kind of music we liked when we were 12 or thereabouts is the kind that we kind of like the rest of our lives. What do you think?
I agree with you wholeheartedly. So that's about it. Okay, I better let you go so I can move on. So thanks for all you do for code practice on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursday nights. So thank you for checking in. Happy Halloween to you and your family.
Thank you, and you too.
Okay, Mike, K9MED, thank you for what you're doing, and what are you doing tomorrow night for Halloween? What are your favorite memories, and if you were to go out stand by hotline. This is K9GCR Finite Fund. That was Pat, KF9SD out in Warren, Illinois. He's not doing anything tomorrow night. He said he's going to stay home and drink beer. Oh. Well, I guess there's nothing wrong with that. So, okay, let me get out my red pen here and put down HL for hotline. So, okay, one moment, please. Okay, as I was asking, Mike, 89MED, what are you doing tomorrow night for Halloween? What are your favorite memories? And if you were going out trick-or-treating, who would you dress up as? Sounds good there, Mike. That's terrific. Okay, hey, thank you for all you do, and you're welcome. Like I said, you're welcome to participate in the trivia segment. We're gonna do that here pretty soon. Thank you for checking in. KD9 KWR, are you still with us? Sorry for the delay. What are you doing for Halloween?
KC9 GCR on the net. This is KD9 KWR down on Beloit. I'm not going to do a whole lot for Halloween other than hand out candy. Got a couple of youngsters in the neighborhood here, and I'm sure they're going to be doing their thing. as far as my best memory, it would probably be trick-or-treating with my mom and dad and my little kid brother. And as far as if I'm dressing up for Halloween, not really a whole lot I got to do. I'm pretty ugly as it is. All I got to do is change my hat and grab my chainsaw, and I can go as the boogeyman.
Okay, Don, sounds good there. Okay, hey, you know what? That you are, as I always say, there's a blast from the past, as you used to say on the rock and roll stations. I haven't heard, come to think, I haven't talked to you in several years. You used to have your radio out in your garage there, didn't you?
Yeah, it hasn't been several years. It's probably been a good 6 months or so. But yeah, I've got my my shack out here in the garage, out in the backyard. And, we're still kicking.
That's great. Okay, hey, again, thank you for checking into the Friday Night Fun Net. Hopefully we'll be back on this same repair next week. If not, we'll be on 147-195 repair like we were last week. So thank you for checking in. Oh, and happy Halloween to you and your family.
And you, Jimmy. Nice talking to you again.
Okay, that concludes my list. Do we have any more stations you want to check into Friday Night Fun at this time? If you're coming home from your Friday night fish fry, steak fry, or grocery shopping, or the show, if you're coming home from your early Halloween party, if you're just coming home, you just turned your radio on, you've been copying the net for the last 50 or 51 minutes, this is your chance to check the Friday Night Fun Net from anywhere in the region. Without traffic, please call KC9GCR.
KC9GCR, this is W9JTC, checking in late. Good evening, Jimmy.
So I check in real quick.
Okay, W9JTC, Jamie and Robert, I'll get back to you in a minute. There was another station trying to check. Another station come back.
Yeah, I think that was me there, Jimmy. This is Tom up here in Janesville. WI9, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Yeah, I noticed after I unkeyed there was somebody else in there. So it's just me up here in Janesville, Jimmy.
Okay, Tom, I'll get back to you in a couple minutes here. I want to talk to Jamie. Thank you for checking out. I'll get back to you in a couple minutes. Okay, Jamie, W9JTC, what's going on with you? What are you doing tomorrow night for Halloween? What memories do you have? And if you were going out trick or treating, who would you dress up as?
Oh, good evening there, Jimmy, to everybody on that W9JTC. Boy, those are loaded questions. What was I go as if I dressed up for Halloween? You know, probably this year, you know, I haven't done it in a while, but I dress up as Pete Venkman from Ghostbusters. I think I kind of look like him a little bit. I could make myself look like him, I think. Oh, Bill Murray, anyway. Other than that, let's see, favorite memories. Oh yeah, I used to love going around the neighborhood growing up, and used to go like 3 and 4 blocks. We used to come home with bags and bags of candy, but and stuff, and it'd last for a long time. You know, that was kind of fun. Let me reset. There we go. Yeah, today's been pretty nice. I got a chance to meet a new ham. First time for me is down in Waterman. That's Mike, WD9GNX. I got a chance to meet him and his lovely bride down there in where's that? Waterman. Yeah. I got a chance to meet him today. I went down and picked up a couple of computers that he was getting rid of, and had a chance to sit down and talk with him and his wife for a little bit and visit. That was really nice. Nice people. Yeah, 15 meters has been hot today. I don't know if you already did you do the Gene Duncan DX corner already, Jimmy?
Yes, I did, but don't worry about it. I can always open it up again. Go ahead with your DX report.
Okay, it won't be a big long one here, but yeah, 15 meters has been beautiful. Every from the 27th all the way through today. I got my country count shot up about 3. So I've worked Germany, Netherlands, Austria, Poland, Slovenia. One of the new ones was Suriname. I did work Sardinia, which is an island off of Italy there. Had a lot of Italian stations on today. They were all prepping for that. I guess there's a DX contest this weekend, so they were all warming up. But boy, 15 was just absolutely beautiful again today. I mean, 5.8, 5.9 signals, and was able to work just about everybody pretty quick with 100 watts. So didn't need any power really to get them, which was nice. Some of them took a few, but boy, it was really good. So if you're really looking for from DX across the pond, 15 has been really hot the last few days. So just I've been getting luck usually about midday, usually around 15 to 1600 UTC. So just kind of a heads up to anybody who likes to shoot across the pond there. I thought I'd pass that along. So anyway, that's all I've got, Jimmy. I think for Halloween, we're just going to hand out some candy and probably watch a movie with the missus and just relax. So with that, back to you, sir, and thanks for allowing me to check in. Great net as always, sir. W9JTC.
You're welcome, Jamie, and thank you for checking in. Don't worry about being late with your DX report. We are not a formal net there, so don't worry about it. If you're going to do any DXing, do it tomorrow, because what I understand, Sunday may not be worth the hoot. There might be some atmospheric conditions may cause the bands to be knocked out. So just for information.
QSL, was that like was it a solar flare or something?
QSL, solar flare. That's what Scott 89SF was saying. Yes.
Yeah, QSL. I did hear something about that. They said maybe Saturday night into Sunday when we might see some changes in the atmosphere. So yeah, so if you definitely want to, it's going to be a DX contest this weekend. So the bands are going to be loaded. But boy, 15 has just been a hot potato the last 3 days. You didn't have to work very hard to find them. They were just all in the lower portion of the lower part of the 15 meter band. 21.3. 44 was the highest, and down to like 21.280. So they're all over. So enjoy it while you can. I mean, we're in the beginning of this wave, but it's just great to hear that band open. I haven't had a lot of contacts on 15 till recently. So anyway, that's all I've got, Jimmy. Thank you for the information, and everybody stay safe and stay healthy and enjoy the holiday. W9JTC, back to net control.
You're welcome, Jamie. Thank you for taking in. Oh yeah, I made 2 DX reports last Saturday both on 20 meters. First stage was contact was with Foxborough, Massachusetts. W1 Tango Alpha Bravo, and the second one on 14.295, and on 14.270, I picked up Whiskey 2 Alpha from Long Island, New York. He was running some kind of a contest there. Jamie, thank you for checking in, and I want to get to Tom there. So 73. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Happy Halloween to you and your family.
23, Jim.
Okay, WI9WTF, Tom. Sorry about that. What are you going to be doing tomorrow night for Halloween? What are your favorite memories, and who would you dress up as if you were going out trick-or-treating?
All right, Jimmy, let's see. Let's take that all in one step at a time here. Tomorrow I actually have to work. Driving the school bus, picking up at a bar there in Madison and taking them to the Badger game at Camp Randall. And then I'll be honest with you, what I'm hoping to do tomorrow night, I have a date tomorrow, and I guess I'm hoping to get laid out of the deal. So I'll take that for what it's worth.
Okay, Tom, sounds good. Well, good luck tomorrow. Hopefully your Halloween night will be successful. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend, and happy Halloween.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the one thing I remember as a kid a long time ago, I was probably in, I want to say 5th or 6th grade. I remember I was a robot, but the robot costume itself was a bunch of
it was a box basically put together, and I spray painted it gray or something like that. And I remember it had two holes for the eyes that you could see out of, and I think it had a mouth and everything. But the funny thing was, you'd put it on, as long as you were facing straight, you were good to go. But if you turned your head, you couldn't see anything. So, like I said, that's what I remember. It was a long time ago, but going trick-or-treating as a robot. And the funny thing is, I remember I actually had lights and wired up to it and everything. I was kind of cool at the time. I don't know, maybe it was the beginning of my electronics days. But I remember, like I said, as long as you looked straight, but if you turned your head, you couldn't see anything. But long time ago. But this is Tom up here in Janesville, WI-9 Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. That was my memories.
Okay, Tom, sounds good. Sorry for the delay, but I had a phone call checking on the Finite Fund Net hotline. So, okay, well, I don't know what to tell you, but I think that was great. Those are pleasant memories of Halloween. Stick with you forever. Hey, thank you for checking the Finite Fund Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend, Happy Halloween.
All right, Jimmy, sounds good. We'll talk to you in the next one. This is Tom here in Janesville. WI-9 Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. I'll be listening.
Okay, while Tom was talking, I have another checking on the Finite Fund Net hotline. Justin, K9FBO. I talked to him earlier today. He's down in Kentucky. So, okay, that sounds good. Okay, are there any more stations you'd like to check the Finite Fund Net? Please go on.
96K, Jimmy, Bob, about a mile west of you, here in Old Freeport.
N9ZXK. Okay, Bob, got you checked in. What are you doing tomorrow night for Halloween? What are your favorite memories of the holiday? And if you were going out trick-or-treating, who would you dress up as?
Really not doing anything tomorrow, Jimmy. Never have any kids around here. I mean, you got a lot of kids around the neighborhood, but they all go somewhere else, I guess. You never see none of them around here. The favorite memories of Halloween for me is back when we lived over at American Street. We had our neighbor kids. We always go out together, and we would use a pillowcase. And all of us would get a pillowcase full of candy. Made our mothers happy. But yeah, that was the fondest memories, because that was a good time to grow up back in the late 60s, You know that. You're about 10 years older than me, whatever, so yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, if I was to go out for trick-or-treating again, I think I would go as Jimmy. He has to be one of the most popular ham operators and most respected person on ham radio that I know of.
Okay, Bob. That sounds good. That sounds terrific. I don't know if you're watching the ball game or not, but Atlanta's just a minute. Atlanta is ahead to 1-0 in the top of the fifth inning. There's a 1 out already.
Okay, yeah, I don't have the volume up. I'm just kind of watching it. Really don't care for either one of the teams there, but I'm kind of pulling for the Braves only because of Jorge Soler, the former Cub. I thought they should have kept him when they traded him away after the 16 World Series when they got that Wade Davis. I didn't think Wade Davis was that good. They're only for a 1-year deal, and that was it. So, but I think he always liked him. So, third pitch of the first game, he hit the only person ever hit a home run in the first inning leading off. So, at least he's in the record books one way.
Yeah, that's for sure. And there's still a lot of controversy about Houston too, about like the cheating scandal and all that. Because I figured, well, you know what? Probably a lot of them won't vote for. I mean, they won't root for Houston either. Of course, well, Dusty Baker. I'll tell you what, he's done a great job. That's the second World Series. You know, and I know he should have gotten there with the Cubs in 2003. There, that would have been his third World Series. But that's water over the dam now.
Yeah, you know, everybody blames Bartman for that, but the play that actually seen them go under, they could have regrouped from that Bartman play. I mean, you know, that was just a foul ball. All right. But what made it was when the Alex Gonzalez, their shortstop, bubbled the ball. The pitcher got upset, and the only thing that Baker should have done, I think, then he should have went out there and calmed the guy down. You know, he went out there and he was visibly upset, you know, because of the error. And then all heck broke loose after that. You know, I think he should have went out there and talked to the youngster, you know, and told him, hey, you know, that's don't worry about that, you know. You know, the errors happen. But to me, that was a turnaround of the whole game. That Bartman stuff, that just got blown out of the water. They wanted someone to blame, and that's not what lost the ball game for them.
I agree with you 100%, Bob. That Alex Gonzalez failure to turn the double play, that was a triggering mechanism that turned that whole series around. Yes, I agree. Or the Cubs would have been in the World Series. It should have been the Cubs and the Boston Red Sox playing in the World Series back in 2003 instead of the Marlins and the Yankees. So, okay, Bob, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. And enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend, and happy Halloween.
You have a good one too there, Jimmy. I'm gonna put my motorcycle away tomorrow. I really haven't rode it that much, but we had to get it out a couple weeks ago, and gonna put it away because we got cold weather coming next week, or cold enough for me where I don't want to ride it. So you take it easy and have a good fun. That hopefully you get 1 million check-ins or 1 million more check-ins. How's that sound? Talk to you later. KC9G, Sarah 96K.
You bet, Bob. Thanks. So far, so good. Every time we think of motorcycles, we'll always think about the late, great Larry Kincannon, KB9 RZC. Okay, Bob. Thank you for checking in. Happy Halloween to you and your wife, your family.
Yeah, thank you, Jimmy. While I'm thinking about it, you just said that there. You remember back in our old CB days, back around here, a guy named Smokey that used to talk to all of us?
Oh, yeah, you bet.
I've got some bad news for you. Smokey passed away Tuesday.
Oh, I am sorry to hear that.
He's been my friend for 50 plus years. I met him, was walking home from a friend of mine's house, and he was living there behind the old Winter's Day and Night. They're on Clark Street, Douglas Street there, by the State Bank Center, or now it's called Stewart Center. But my chain was off, and Smokey came out of his house. He was in that little house behind it, and he came out and he asked me, "What's wrong with the bike, fella?" And until just a few months ago, he still called me fella. He knew my name, you know, but he always called me fella. And I told him the chain was off, and he looked. Well, I got some wrenches and got a couple lock washers, and we fixed it and then took care of the problem. But yep. I thought you remember him because he was around for about 10, 12, 14 years on the radio, so I figured I'd mention it to you there. That's what you said about Larry. All right, well, do you have a good one, Jimmy? Take it easy and stay warm and stay safe. And 96K.
Okay, Bob, sounds good. Yeah, Russ Love, Chicago Park 147, and Larry, I don't know what his unit number was. That was sure. Okay, thank you for checking in, Bob. Happy Halloween to you and your family. Okay, at this time, Are there any more stations you'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? With route traffic, please call KC9GCR.
KC9GCR, KD9HWK.
KD9HWK. Good evening, Matt. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Looks like the rain's finally stopped.
Yeah, that's for sure. I was watching. I got the World Series on watching on the TV here at the radio desk. It was raining in Atlanta. It was misting for the first couple of innings. Now it's completely stopped there. So that's for sure. I guess we'll see what happens. We're talking about Halloween. I'm asking everybody what are you doing tomorrow night for Halloween? What are your favorite memories? And if you were to go out trick or treating, who would you dress up as?
Who I would dress up as? I don't know. I'd have to think about that for a minute. But Sunday on Halloween, we have the pumpkin parade here in Sycamore, and Kishwaukee Amateur Radio Club is doing the support for that for the police department. You know, making sure cars don't go down streets that are blocked and stuff like that, lining up the parade. So that's pretty much what my Halloween will be.
Oh, that's right. They mentioned that on the Tuesday evening Ogle County at 9 o'clock. They're talking about that. Okay, well hope the weather cooperates. Hope you guys have a good turnout.
Yeah, hopefully we will. We'll be running on Simplex, so you probably won't hear us up on the repeater. But they expect a lot of people. There's like 109 floats that are going to be in the parade.
That's great. That's wonderful. I am assuming they did not have it last year because of the virus, but that's good that they're having it this year again. That's great.
Yep, sure is. So if anybody's out and about and you want to try and get through Sycamore, you got to go around it, or come down and see the parade. It's a fairly decent parade.
Okay, sounds good, Matt. And thank you for putting me down as an honorary checking on the Monday evening Kishwaukee Amateur Radio Club and then mentioning the Friday Night Fun Net. Thank you very much for doing that.
No problem, Jimmy. You have a good evening. KC9GCR, KD9HWK.
Okay, sounds good. It'd be nice if we had more stations checking in from down in your neck of the woods there. Thank you for checking in. Happy Halloween to you and your family. Okay, are there any more stations who'd like to check the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please call now.
Bravo Lima.
I only caught the Bravo Lima, and the rest I did not catch that. Come back.
Whiskey 9, Bravo Lima. Name's Rob, over here in Kingston.
9BL, Rob, okay, I've got you checked in. We're talking about Halloween. What are you doing tomorrow night? What are your favorite memories of the Halloween? And if you were to go out trick-or-treating, who would you dress up as?
Wow, I have to think about that. Well, I always dressed up when I was younger like Frankenstein, so maybe I'd dress up like Frankenstein. I don't know, but yeah, we're getting together with our kids tomorrow night for Halloween and stuff. But Halloween is Sunday, so I'll be sticking around here on Halloween for the trick-or-treaters at the house here. But yeah, but tomorrow night we'll be with our grandkids and stuff. So that's what we're doing out in Poplar Grove out that way. So back to you there, JC9GCRW9BL.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I see on the TV a couple of towns are having they're having trick or treat tomorrow night instead of Sunday. Well, that's the way it used to be years ago. When Halloween fell on a Sunday, the trick or treat hours were held on the Saturday. So that's how it was back then. But okay, sounds good. Hey, Rob, thank you for checking in the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend, and happy Halloween to you and your family.
You too there, Jimmy. You take care. Have a good one. KC9, GCR, W9BL.
3. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please go on.
Kilo 9, Zulu, India, Papa, Joe in Janesville.
Hi, Jimmy. Whiskey, India 9, Hotel Foxtrot, Chad, Janesville.
Okay, got 2 stations checked in. K9, the Zulu, India, Papa, got you checked in. W99WTF, W9HF, Chad and Janesville, I got you checked in. Chad, I'll get back to you in a couple minutes there. K9CIB, what is happening with you?
This is Joe, K9ZIP. Not much happening here. I heard you're talking about Halloween. You know what, nowadays when Halloween rolls around, we turn on all the lights and hide. We never have any candy on hand, so we try to avoid the trick-or-treaters. Not many come around here anyhow. K9ZIP.
Okay, well, that's the way it goes there sometimes. So, oh, well, what do you do? You don't have many trick-or-treaters. What are you going to do? But I just said, what was your favorite memories of Halloween back when you were growing up? And if you were to go out trick-or-treating, who would you dress up as?
Well, you know, about 20 years ago, I did live in an area where we had lots of trick-or-treaters. I was renting an apartment in a really old building. It looked kind of spooky. So a lot of us, we'd go down on the porch from the different apartments, and we'd have a ton of candy out. And this one year, I dressed as the Terminator. I took my leather jacket, put it on. I had a white T-shirt that I ripped and put blood all over it, and had some of this plastic skin. I molded a chest wound there and everything. Had the Terminator cyborg skull fitting for my head, so it looked like there was a skull there, you know, the shiny skull, the exoskeleton. And there was lots of blood and everything. And the kids loved this. And there's this one girl, she comes out, she goes, "Oh my, what happened to you?" I said, "Oh, I'm the Terminator, and I got shot in the face." And she goes, "Oh my," and her mom goes, "Come on, let's get out of here," as soon as she got the candy. So it was kind of fun. I always liked being the Terminator. When I was a kid, I would usually dress up as a robot. Take some cardboard boxes, glue all kinds of fancy stuff to it, paint it up, and I was a pretty good robot. But that's about it. Those are my fondest memories of Halloween. K9ZIP, back to net.
Oh, that's great. That sounds good there. Okay, hey, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Happy Halloween to you, and have a good evening. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to you down the line. Thank you for checking in. Okay, WI9HF. Chad, what's going on with you?
Good evening, Jimmy. Sorry about that. Another radio turned up here. Anyway, good evening, and I'll turn the amp on here. Hopefully you can hear me okay. So yeah, I don't do much for Halloween. I don't dress up much. I don't like that stuff. But when I was a kid, 3rd, 4th grade, I remember I used to like this one costume that I made up as a cowboy hat with a leather vest and a gun belt. Had those fake pistols in it, those nickel-plated, they look like little handheld pistols, a gun belt. I wore that to school. Nowadays, you couldn't get away with wearing the guns. But that was a really cool outfit. I liked that. That was the only thing I liked dressing up as. And I wasn't around. I don't know where I was exactly. But we lived on a farm, and my brother, Craig, he's kind of a jokester. He still is. But he cut his brush on the end of a cow's tail, longer hair, cut some of that off, and he glued it and taped it all over his face and stuff. Had these old grubby like overalls or flannel shirt or something. He came to the front door looking like a
hobo or some creepy guy. And we never used the front door, so he knocked on the front door, and my sister Carol answered the door. Man, she was just terrified. She didn't know who it was, and he thought that was the greatest thing in the world. I wasn't there. I would have loved to see that. But otherwise, he probably won't be around on Sunday. Hi. Don't have any candy here, so. Otherwise, Jimmy, nothing really going on here. Gonna get my packet station on here tomorrow, hopefully, if all goes well. James here. So we'll get that done. So other than that, go ahead, back to that, Jimmy. I hope my signal sounds okay. Crossbanding using my new commercial portable tonight, so hopefully that sounds good. 7-3, TBI9HF.
Sounds good. Thanks for telling us your memories about Halloween. How did your simplex net go last night?
Yeah, we got maybe 3 check-ins. There's myself, Joe, Tom, Janesville here, and friend Sandra, Kilo Charlie 9 Charlie X-ray from Beloit via text. So there was the 4 of us. So not too bad. Could have had more, but hey, we'll just keep plugging away. So we have some every week. So last week before we didn't have anything, but so it's not too bad. Go ahead.
Okay, sounds great. That's wonderful. Continued success on your simplex net. Of course, it's kind of hard. You got the Thursday evening health and tech net going on this repeater at 7 o'clock. Is at the same time that your simplex net runs, and of course I do the Salvation Army Saturn net at 8 p.m. Here in Freeport on our 147-390 repeater. So, but continued success, and I'm going to let you go now, Chad. And 7-3, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Day. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend, and happy Halloween.
Okay, Jimmy, you have a good day yourself, and thanks for this net. As always, I appreciate it. And yeah, we might discuss changing the nights too. Not sure. Maybe Saturday I have to talk to Joe. We'll get together tomorrow. So 7-3, I'll let you get back to that here. I'll be listening. 7-3 to be I9HF.
Thank you later. Okay, Chad, I9HF holds a simplex net Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. on the 146.400 simplex. So if you're not doing anything, check into that net. So okay, any more stations who would like to check the Friday Night Fun net? Please call now.
89 EP.
KD9 EPZ. Good evening to you, Al. What's going on with you? Al, K9 EPZ, I don't know what's going on. I'm getting the Turner, but no audio. Come on back. K9 EPZ, K9 EPZ, K-sign G-shot.
Okay, that should be a little better.
Oh, that's definitely a lot better. I'm hearing you through the repeater now. Okay, what's going on? By the way, George N9WSQ came and fixed my radio. I'm back on the Yaesu now. So, okay, so he got that taken care of.
But all of a sudden I looked and my PL was off. And I didn't turn it off.
I don't know what to tell you there. But hey, we're talking about Halloween. Now, I know what you'll probably be doing. Of course, you can't go out. I know you wish you could, but you maybe probably pass out candy tomorrow night. But what are your favorite memories of Halloween? And if you were, let's say, if you were going out trick or treating, who would you dress up as?
Well, I dressed up as a few things when I was young, but probably the most fun I ever had at Halloween was a Halloween back in the 70s when the van groups and stuff were real big, and I had a van. There was a get together in Indiana for Halloween where it was like several, like close to 1,000 people or vans there, and had a Halloween thing. And back in those days, you know, a lot of people partook in a lot of things that they probably shouldn't have, whatever. And I went and dressed up as a cop. Scared the heck out of a lot of people.
You know what? I think I remember you telling me that.
I even had a handheld scanner. It was a Radio Shack pocket scanner. I had it in a Motorola holster, tuned to the local sheriff's department.
Oh boy, that was I'll bet you that was sure fun.
The most fun I ever had on Halloween, because just the reaction of people, you know.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, Al. Hey, I don't know if due to the late hour, I don't know if I'm going to be doing the trivia segment or not. We'll just see what happens. See how many more technicians we get. But if I do, I was thinking we're just going to do the technicians portion there. But we'll see what happens. 7-3, Al. Thank you for checking into the Friday Night Fun Net, and happy Halloween to you.
I'm going to ask a question. If this is supposed to be streaming live, where at? Because I was going to send out a few invitations for people to listen in on the link.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's see if Mike, KD9MED, is listening. Mike, if you're listening, go back, you overheard the question now, go back to Al, K9EPZ.
I went there earlier, right when the net first started, and it wasn't there. But I think the last one that was on there was when you did the test like 4 days ago. But that may be different now. But okay, even if they miss listening to the night live, we'll make sure they have the link to get to it in the future. Thanks a lot. KD9EPZ back in that.
Okay, thanks, Al. Thanks, Mike. And just for the record, before I start the net, right at 8 o'clock, I always tell Mike, go ahead and start recording and start streaming. Okay, sounds good. Thank you for checking in, Al. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on out.
89 GCR, K9FLO.
Percent 9, Chicago Northwestern, Mark.
K9FLO. Okay, Gene, I've got to check in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes. And November 9, N9 to CNW, I'll go ahead and put you down. I'll tell you what, Mark, let me get back to you first. NICNW, what's going on with you? What are you doing for Halloween? What are your favorite memories of Halloween? If you were to go out trick-or-treating, who would you dress up as?
Good evening, everybody on the net. M9CNW here. Probably not doing too much this year. We live on a busy street, and I think the parents tell their kids to stay away from a lot of traffic, so they probably go to the side streets. My favorite costume is I used to wear my dad's Army uniform. He was a master sergeant in World War II, and I was always so proud to wear that. People would ask me, "Oh, you're pretty young to be in the Army," and I just, "Oh, I wasn't, but my dad was, and I'm proud of him." So that was probably one of my favorite costumes to wear. Sometimes on hotter Halloweens when the temperature was up a little higher, it was made out of wool, so it was pretty hot to wear. Other than that, that's about it. And 9CNW, back to net.
Okay, sounds good, Mark. Yeah, it's 2 weeks from tonight. It'll be a Veterans Day, November 11th. I'm going to hold a special Veterans Day edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. We'll kind of do like we do like on Memorial Day weekend. I'll ask everybody if you have any family serving or are currently serving or formerly did serve in the military. So that'll be great net in 2 weeks from tonight. Okay, Mark. Thank you for checking in, and thank you for your dad's service to this country. We'll talk. Happy Halloween. We'll talk to you later. Thank you for checking in. K9FLO, Dean and Roscoe, what's going on with you?
Good evening, Jimmy, and everybody else out there on the Friday Night Fun Net. Almost got my nets mixed up there. K9FLO here. It is Friday evening. I made it. That's a good thing. And how's the check-ins going tonight? Is it active, or is everybody staying hidden down or being quiet there? Jimmy, go ahead.
Well, the net started out slow at first, but then it gradually started coming in there. You are checking, you're checking number 25, and Mark at NICNW was checking number 26. So it's going just about as usual.
Very good, very good. I want to give you a correction on one of the nets before I forget about it. The Yaesu Digital Fusion Net, which is held on, it is held on the 4th Thursday of the month at 7:30. I think I wanted to correct on that. I didn't know if you what you had for that, but we did update it from previous times, a couple different times anyway. But it's the 4th Thursday of the month, 7:30 in the evening, and that's on the 146.715 repeater. That's the Clinton repeater, but it will cover down into Rockford pretty good. And everyone is welcome. It's open, and it's no PL required. We talk about fusion, talk about anything pertaining digital, so everyone is welcome to get on there and looking for information or provide some input. Come on and join us. What else? That was the thing I wanted to bring up there, Jimmy. KC9GCR, K9FLO.
Okay, sounds good. Dean, I was mentioning when the Chad WI9HF checked in. He also, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but he has a simplex net every Thursday evening at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. on the let's see, 146/400 simplex. That's the net I was mentioning that.
Okay, that's I think out of Blight or Janesville, if I remember right. And okay, very good. Well, this is the Fusion Net, so it's digital, and everybody with their Yaesu Fusion radios that have been collecting dust, now's the time to get them out. And there's several different versions out there, from the HTs on up to the big ones. And some of the things you want to do, maybe play around with, hook a GPS to it so you can get your mileage and all that good stuff. So that's what's kind of fun about it. Otherwise, yeah, what else going on there, Jimmy?
Well, we're talking about Halloween. I'm asking everybody, what are they planning on going? What are they going to do for Halloween and this weekend? And what are your fond memories of Halloween? And if you were to go out trick or treating, who would you dress up as?
Wow. We don't have much Halloween out here. We live out in the country, and so we're somewhat rural. Usually, if we're really lucky, we'll have a trick-or-treater. But otherwise, they're far and few there to make it around here. Hopefully the weather be good tomorrow, which it sounds like it will be, at least dry out maybe. Ours is, I think Sunday is ours for the rural Winnebago County, I think, Roscoe, suburban, whatever. But very rarely do we ever have any. They're just, I think we've got a couple of kids actually live in the area down the road now that have moved out here. So a new generation's coming in, so who knows? We may have a lot presence of them. But regardless, we always go out and buy candy. And even though we end up eating it all, we do get the candy just to have it there to make us feel we met the need and put a pumpkin out and all that good stuff. Otherwise, years ago, what I dressed, I don't remember other than, I think what was popular was cowboy. But I just don't remember what dress up as. At that time, we lived in the city over on the far west end of Rockford. And, yeah, that'd be back in the 50s. KC9GTR, K9FO.
That's great, Dean. That's great. I always, well, let's see. Well, you know what? We lived in the small town of Wright out there between Rockford and Freeport. There, I always considered I will always be my hometown. But I grew up there and spent my young adult years there before I moved to Freeport in 1979. Every Halloween, we would have 100 people show up at our house. We would, and they would not be all from the little town of Wright out here. They'd be from the neighboring farms, and we had a large trailer court a few miles west of us there that they would come around trick or treating, and I'll tell you what. They come from all over the place. We have 100 people every year, and I'll tell you what, we still haven't had enough candy for ourselves, or what have you. Back when I was a kid, when I used to go trick or treating every year, we used to. I'm not kidding you, Dean, and anybody else listening. I actually dressed up as a girl one time. I had lipstick, rouge, makeup on. I'm not kidding you, but that was fun. Then the very last time I went trick-or-treating was in 1963. I was 15 years old at the time. That was my last year in the junior high school. Of course, really my freshman year in high school, although we had a 3-year high school back in the day. My mother said, Jim, now this is your last time you're going out trick-or-treating. You're really getting too big or too old for this stuff. I said, okay, Ma. That was it. Went out trick-or-treating, had a wonderful time. No problem, no regrets whatsoever. I said, okay, my trick-or-treating was done.
So that brings up a question. In those days, could you swing out the old right-out corners? Did they give you a free hamburger or a fry? Go ahead.
You could if you wanted to, but you had to have an adult with you. You couldn't just go in by yourself.
Right, just kind of wondering about that. Well, I remember we lived along close to West State Street, and there was a number of stores. I'm trying to think. There was a pharmacy. They used to hand out candy, but the stores all closed. It seemed to me, especially on the weekend. storage, and they just didn't stay open that late. But there was a pharmacy, I think, called Kata's, and I seemed to me once in a while would go in there and they'd hand out candy to us. And up the road there was a grocery store, I think, called Cicero's, and they would give you out candy. But back in those days, the stores didn't stay open late at all. They were pretty much mom and pop type stores, and if they were open. I kind of forget about that stuff. Jimmy, go ahead.
Oh, that's for sure. Yeah, we used to have a general store in Rydot there too. Let's see, we had the general store and we had the tavern, and let's see, the store would be open. Let's see, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays until 10 o'clock at night. Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays they would close at 5 o'clock. But that's the way it was. We used to have the free shows and free movies. Everybody would come around. They'd come to ride out. Well, they'd have them in the smaller towns. So they'd set up a big screen and a projector, and they'd come in their cars or what have you. The general store would get. I think it was on Tuesday nights. The general store would get a lot of business, and then the tavern would get a lot of business too, because everybody would go over there to the tavern and buy those bottles of beer. Back then, they didn't have the cans of beer. And I'll tell you what, my mother she was mad because she had to pick up all the empty beer bottles out of the yard. Oh, she was mad about that.
Jimmy, that's what you're there for. You're supposed to do the cleanup for her. I'm surprised you weren't instructed to take care of that problem. Yeah, that's what I usually get stuck doing. You get that stuff out of the yard, or else. That's one thing I forgot about. The stores were not open those days. They always closed like at 6 or 7 o'clock. And of course, you didn't have the gas stations didn't stay open. And you had certain ones at major intersections. They would be open late for the travelers so they could get gas. But boy, talk about changing times and that. But it was fun. And another thing too, it was, I think, rather safe out back in those days. You didn't have to worry about anything happening there, going on in your neighborhood and that. So. But yeah, what a change we've gone through there, Jimmy. KC9 GCR K9. Hello.
Oh yeah, on Friday nights when I was little, sometimes we'd come to Freeport. We do our shopping. The downtown stores were open on Friday nights, and what have you, and that was about it there. And sometimes we go to visit my grandmother who lived there, but that was what it was back in the day too.
True, very true. Yeah, Friday night was the night the stores would be open, and you didn't have the regular weekday nights where they were open. And of course, I remember as a kid, Mom taking us downtown Rockford to all the big stores, and I always remember it was just snowy and colder and all get out. Another thing you didn't have back in those days, you didn't have four-wheel drive cars. You didn't have front-wheel drive cars. And, they still got around. For whatever the reason, people seem to get around and be able to do their thing. And, I can remember Mom taking us into the Sears and the Pennies and trying to go down Woolworths and, looking at stuff like that. But yeah, that's another thing that we somehow survived without having front-wheel drive or four-wheel drive there. Jimmy, go ahead.
This is KC9 GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9XC repeater Rockford transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Center in Freeport. Yeah, the ID went off there, so yeah, that's very true. Well, I think we had four-wheel drive, but the military only had them with their Jeeps.
I think you're right. That was something unusual. Oh, probably the tow trucks, maybe. I don't know if they did. I didn't drive a car then. But, so that was, something we take for granted today is almost all your cars are four-wheel drive, or all-wheel drive, and your trucks and that. So that was very interesting. But, nobody had it. So at the time, nobody missed what I guess you could say they were missing, because nobody knew otherwise, and it was good times then. Well, Jimmy, take care. I'll let you get back to the net. Sorry I didn't go in here and hog the net, but appreciate your service there, and take care. Talk to you later. KC9GCR, K9FL.
The Dean, there's nothing wrong with what you do. This is great. I think this is what makes this net special. We're not a formal net. We can then Friday night, nobody's going anywhere. We keep the net open to whenever we want or what have you there. So we have anything, rag chewing, swamp net, tech net, or what have you there. But this is great, and thank you for checking. No problem whatsoever. I really enjoy this. I rag chew with other people too during the net, so don't worry about it.
All right, Jay. Well, it's always enjoyable to reminisce and that. I know probably the younger people don't really appreciate that, but it helps us. Maybe it clears our minds or whatever. It's always interesting to hear what those other people have to say and kind of what's happening there. But very good. I'll let you get on to the net there, and I think I'm going to go upstairs and do my thing and about ready to call it a night. I don't know. I'm up late tonight, but catch you later, Jimmy. KC9GCR, K9FL.
7-3, thank you for checking in. We'll talk to you again next Friday night, and I hope I'll try, as usual, I always check into the Rock County on Tuesday night. Thank you for checking in, Dean. Okay, any more stations want to check into Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, go ahead. Okay, now I want to get this call right. Is that Kilo Bravo 9 Mike Tango Delta? Okay, sounds good. He's checked in. He's checking number 27. So thank you very much, Mike. Okay, sounds good. Thanks very much for doing that. Okay, any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
This is Zulu Delta Delta. Mike out by Davis. I'll just be a short time checking.
Okay, KB9ZDD, Mike in Davis, the Stevenson County, short time. Okay, Mike, I won't hold you. I think there was another station trying to check in anyway. Thank you for checking in. Happy Halloween. Other station, come back, please.
Jimmy, this is AA9YE, Dave over here by Broadhead. I just remembered that it was Friday night and the net was going, so I thought for a change I would actually check in. So I'm not going to stick around, but I wanted to get checked in, Jimmy. AA9YE.
Okay, I'm asking a question. What do you do for Halloween? And what are you, let's see, what are your memories of the holiday, and who would you dress up as if you were going out trick-or-treating?
Okay, Jimmy, well, I remember as a kid, we used to dress up like cowboys, but that was back in the 50s, and kids would be dressed up with cowboy boots and a hat and pistols. Of course, for me, that wouldn't be the correct thing to do, but back then it was, cowboys and Indians.
Okay, sounds good, Dave. Hey, listen, I won't hold you. Silver, thank you for checking in. Happy Halloween. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Well, I'm sure we'll be hearing from you this coming Sunday on the Green County Net. Scott, K9YI, has not checked in as of yet, but hopefully he'll check in later. So, 73, Dave, thank you for checking in. Happy Halloween to you and your family.
73, Jimmy. Have a good night. KD9 over relay.
Stations would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
KD9 EPZ has a relay.
KD9 EPZ, okay, I'll go ahead.
This is KN4VNQ Mobile, Scottsburg, Indiana, currently.
Okay, come back with that call, please.
KN4VMQ.
KN4VNQ. I believe I talked to you before. You're in Indiana. Sounds good. What's happening with you?
We're keen.
I did not hear him.
Al, he said he's not here.
Time.
KN Nancy 4 Victor Nora Quebec. Come on back.
Go.
Yeah, just sitting there rolling down Interstate 65. Talking now on 600 megahertz.
Boy, oh boy, the band must really be open tonight. That's great. That's great.
Catch him out.
Oh, is he?
It's too mumbly.
Well, okay. Yeah, he's having trouble. It's all right, Jim. It's just trying to do it. 600 megahertz of cellular telephone frequency.
Okay, sounds good. I got him checked in anyway. Tell him thanks for checking in. Go ahead, Mike. Okay, go ahead. Kilo Delta 7 Tango Whiskey. Okay, where's his QTH?
In Boise.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, Mike, thank you for doing that. I got him checked in. He's checking number 31. Okay, sounds great. That sounds great. Okay, any more stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9XD repeating Rockford, transmitting from Friday Night Fun Net Central here in Freeport. Okay, I'll tell you what. I've decided we're not going to have the trivia segment tonight. We'll wait and have it we'll have it next week. But hey, no problem. This is great. I'll take the check-ins anytime. Any more stations want to check in? Please call now. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read some Halloween radio nut jokes. This is from Brad, WW2D at the time. But here you go. You know you are a radio nut when you don't answer the door for trick-or-treaters because you're in the middle of a DX cluster window. And here's another one from Brad. You know you are a radio nut when a black cat sits on your foot warmer or linear amplifier and you grab the witch's broomstick instead of the microphone. Okay, Brad and I came together with this, went together with this joke there. You know you are a radio nut when, instead of taking your kids out trick-or-treating door to door, you take them into your ham shack and go trick-or-treating net to net and frequency to frequency. Here's another one from Brad. You know you're a radio nut when, instead of counting the amount of candy you collected on Halloween night, you count the amount of check-ins on the net. Here's one from Rod NA9N, New Glarus. You know you're a radio nut when you dress up your 5-year-old as Marconi to go trick-or-treating. Okay, before I continue, are there any more stations who want to check into Friday Night Fun at this time? Please call now.
KC9GCR. Here is KC9YI, Kilo Charlie 9 Yankee India.
KC9YI. Good evening, Scott. Okay, sounds good. Dave 89YE just checked in. He was checking the number 29, and you're checking number 33. What's going on with you? Did you go out to eat?
Well, we ate in again. We had our friends over, and so they just left, and we got done visiting, and so just settling down to the ham shack right now. KC9GCR in the net. This is KC9YI.
Okay, sounds good, Scott. We're talking about Halloween. I'm asking everybody what your plans are for this coming weekend. What are your favorite memories of Halloween? And if you were going out trick-or-treating, who would you dress up as? That's the discussion tonight.
Oh boy, I don't know. I remember, well, let's see. Well, for one thing, I don't think we're going to do much for Halloween. But as far as dressing up as somebody, I don't know who to even say. I know Becky and I did. What was it, Raggedy Ann and Andy one time? That was kind of fun. Yeah, it's been a long time since we've done anything for Halloween other than hand out candy, but I don't think we're going to do it this year. So as far as hopefully the weather's going to be a little decent. We can see some of the tree leaves a little bit, but boy, we sure lost a lot of tree leaves here today. The leaves are really coming down now.
Oh yeah, same here. Of course, we still got some leaves on the trees there. There's a big tree in the backyard of our neighbor's house, lives across the street. It does not change. I think it's the last one to have its leaves come out in the spring. It's come to about early June or so, and it's the last one to let its leaves drop sometime in November or late November. That's the way it is. Some trees have already turned color, and some are still green yet. Here.
Yeah, strange here, I would say. time, but anyway, I think we're catching up now. It sounds like it's going to get rather cold next week, and sounds like the first part of November will be below average. So we've had a real warm October, but I got a feeling things are going to change.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's the way. I'm not. A lot of people like fall. I don't care for it. I wish we'd have summer year round and what have you there. So okay. I'll tell you what, Scott. Thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Den. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your weekend. We'll definitely talk to you in the Green County net this coming Sunday night. 7-3. Happy Halloween.
Real good, Jim. Yep. Happy Halloween. Yeah, Sunday's going to be. I think that's when they're trick or treat. Yeah, it is Halloween on Sunday. So, yeah, we'll be on the net, I think, instead of out by the door answering the. Well, by that time, well, I like the little kids when they come. They're always cute outfits and stuff. The bigger kids are kind of up to mischief, and they like to take as much candy as they can, I think. So anyway, we'll talk to you guys later, and have a good net. KC9GCR, this is KC9YI. I'll be clear.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I agree. My last year of trick or treating when I was 15 years old, there back in '63, Mother said you're not going out trick or treating anymore. This is it. I said okay. Yeah, that's just to let the little kids do the trick or treating. High school kids and younger adults just forget. You're too big and too old for that. Thank you for checking in, Scott. Case on GCR. This is Case on GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9XG repeater in Rockford, the transmit for Friday Night Fun Net Central in Freeport. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Parents, do you know where your children are at? Lockdown! At the Winnebago County Jail. They're going into their lockdown procedures now. Terry, K9MAP, was monitoring UHF and VHF frequencies on the scanner. He monitors the Winnebago County Jail frequencies, and that's what he was telling me at 10 o'clock every night. They say lockdown. That's what's going on at the Winnebago County Jail right now. Lockdown! Okay. Are there any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, Mike, go ahead. Kilo November 4, Victor Mike, Quebec. So, okay. Oh boy, he's probably down in the southern states somewhere. That's probably Foreland. Okay, so that sounds good. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put down a little IC for internet check-in. The same with some of these other ones here. IC internet check-in. So, boy, they're sure coming in hot and heavy. So that's great. Okay, Mike. Thanks. Okay, at this time, are there any more stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, here's another radio nut joke, courtesy BW2D. You know you are a radio nut when you make a rare DX contact in Transylvania with Ghost. Golf Hotel Oscar the Sierra the Tango at his haunted evil lair with his pet mummy. Okay, here's another one from Brad. He was WW05 at the time. You know you're a radio nut when, instead of counting the amount of candy collected on Halloween night, you count out the numbers. Oh, just a minute. Skip that. We already read that. One moment, please. We already read that. All right. This is from Brad WW2D. You know you're a radio nut when you ride the waves through the troposphere while floating on your magic rug and your nitro broomstick, wearing your witch's hat, while eating a candy corn and caramel apples, and all the while you are making repeater contacts up to 500 miles away. Oh, one moment, please. Stand by.
MED, this is ZDD, KB9ZDD. Yeah, he just disappeared. I don't know where he's at. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Just wanted to let you know that the equipment here is still working. KB9ZDD clear, listening for the net.